Welcome everyone to Discover This. Well, how many of you know the connection between Wienerschnitzel and the Eagles, the rock band? Well, today we got a little music trivia for you, little music history, if you will.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, we're in Winslow, Arizona. And what does everybody do in Winslow, Arizona? Well, according to the song, they stand on a corner, right? Well, let's go stand on a corner. So everybody remembers the song, right? So say it along with me. Well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, with such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down and take a look at me. Somebody was off key. Well, there's the corner, and there's the flatbed Ford. No girl, but statue of Glenn Fry, one of the co-writers of the song. Right here on Route 66. The only thing is, the story that those lyrics are about didn't actually happen here. Happened on another part of Route 66 just west of here. But Winslow's become famous for this, standing on this corner. Got some souvenir shops.
Yeah. Hey.
So let's go see where it really happened. And this is Route 66 in Flagstaff, Arizona, and this is where that iconic lyric was born. See, right behind me, this back in the day was a Wienerschnitzel, and this is where that story started. This is where the lyric got written. See, in 1971, Jackson Browne's car broke down around here, and he was waiting at this Wienerschnitzel for some new friends he met to pick him up and take him back to Los Angeles. While waiting here at Wienerschnitzel, a girl pulled out from the drive-thru, and she stopped, looked at Jackson Browne, and then drove off down Route 66, never to be seen again. Now, his friends picked him up in a Dodge panel van, and while en route to LA, Jackson Browne started writing down some lyrics about what he had seen. The song would become Take It Easy, but he was having some trouble making everything flow lyric-wise. See, he was basically standing on a corner in Flagstaff, Arizona, when a girl stopped and looked at him, and she was driving a Toyota pickup truck. So he gets back to LA and is working on the song in his apartment when one day his upstairs neighbor dropped in to see what was going on. Jackson Browne told his neighbor about this song and the girl he had seen at Wienerschnitzel in Flagstaff, and he was having trouble flushing it all out. Well, that neighbor was Glenn Fry from the Eagles, and he asked if he could take the song to his place and work on it a while. So he did, and when he returned, the lyrics were, and sing along if you want, well, I'm standing on a corner in Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. It's a girl, my lord, in a flatbed Ford, slowing down to take a look at me. So the Eagles released that song, Take It Easy, in 1972, and it was a hit. Still a hit today, played on the radio each and every day all around the world. Thank goodness that girl went to Wienerschnitzel that day in 1971. I wonder if she even knows that that song and those lyrics are about her. Now, the Wienerschnitzel is now the doghouse here on Route 66. Still a great place to eat. I would definitely get the chili dog. Down in San Diego, California, there was a singer-songwriter, well, there still is, a guy by the name of Jack Timchin. And Jack Timchin would perform his songs wherever he could, coffee houses and different venues. And he got a job singing at a coffee house out in El Centro, California. So he goes out there and he's doing his thing, and he becomes infatuated with a waitress out there at the coffee house. And he starts writing down some lyrics that are coming to his mind. And he gets a flyer that he had that listed all his upcoming gigs, and on the back of the flyer he started writing down these lyrics. Well, the waitress paid him no never mind, and so when he was done with his gig out there in El Centro, he made his way back to San Diego. And once back in San Diego, he ends up going down to Old Town State Park, and they're having a street fair down there. And as he's walking around checking out the vendors and the things going on, he sees a young woman who's wearing turquoise earrings. And that gives him another burst of lyrics, so he starts writing those lyrics down too. Then later on, he ends up at a Wienerschnitzel on the corner of Washington and First Street in San Diego. And he orders his food, and while he's waiting for his food, he sits down at they had a round cement picnic table with an umbrella, and he sat down there waiting for his order, and he's just watching the people pass by. And as he's sitting there watching, the rest of the song comes to him. And he gets out his piece of paper and he finishes off the song and writes down the last verse. And that song ended up being Peaceful, Easy Feeling. Now, his friends were telling him he needed to go to LA to get his name known, start performing up there a little bit, get word out about him and his songwriting, and so people could hear some of the songs he was doing and things like that. So he goes up to LA and he's staying with a friend of his, a guy by the name of Jackson Brown. And one day he's at Jackson Brown's place and he's playing him a tape of Peaceful, Easy Feeling. And in through Jackson Brown's front door walks a mutual friend of both of theirs, a guy by the name of Glenn Frey. And Glenn Frey hears this song and he says, "Hey, I just got together with a new band and we're looking for some songs. Can I take this and we can work it up and see what we can do with it?" So Jack Timshin gives him the song, the tape, and Glenn Frey's on his way. He comes back a few days later and plays Jack Timshin and Jackson Brown the song, Peaceful, Easy Feeling, done by his new band, a band called the Eagles. And Jack Timshin was blown away by what they had done with it. It was beautiful. Well, the Eagles ended up releasing Peaceful, Easy Feeling as a single on December 1st, 1972. On December 1st, 2012, the city of San Diego declared that Peaceful, Easy Feeling Day in the city of San Diego. And they had a little bit of ceremony at the Wienerschnitzel at Washington and First, where Jack Timshin finished the song. So Jack Timshin was there, the city gives him the proclamation, they gave him a little plaque that they put on that picnic table where he sat, and the final lyrics came to him. And the Wienerschnitzel company gave him a golden wiener. Who knew? And of course, Jack Timshin performed his song. And we got some video from that day.
I want you to sing along. Oh yeah, here it goes. So this is the guitar that I wrote it on, and I bought this downtown in a pawn shop for 13 bucks.
Cool.
And it's exactly like it was, except I put this blues pickup on here later, and I put this strap on instead of the string that came with it that I used as a strap for 15 years. Finally I got a fancy strap, but here's the song, sing it with me. I like the way you sparkling earrings against your skin so bright. I want to sleep with you in the desert tonight, with a billion stars all around.
The reason why it was proclaimed Peaceful, Easy Feeling Day in San Diego by outgoing Mayor Jerry Sanders. Here's why. That is Jack Temchin, the songwriter from San Diego who wrote that Eagles song. Today, he was honored for his work.
We like the fact that you finished your song sitting at our table here 40 years ago. We've decided to dedicate that table to you.
All right. Explainer needed. Temchin wrote the lyrics while relaxing at a Wienerschnitzel, of all places, in Mission Hills.
But that's it. That is the connection between Wienerschnitzel, or Der Wienerschnitzel back in the day, and the Eagles. And Jackson Browne factors into both scenarios. So does Glenn Frey. Well, that's a wrap, as they say. Now those two songs are stuck in your head. Maybe you can go quiz your family and friends and see what they know about those two specific Eagles songs and their little music history. So I appreciate you watching, appreciate you taking the time, and we will see you on the next Discover This.